To talk to you. You can sit here if you like. Wonderful. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasa Tato Jayamudire Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttam Sloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistiki. So it's a wonderful topic chosen by Prabhuji, and most of us go through it, so it is worth a while to talk about. So you would prefer English or Hindi? What is preferred language? Huh? Hindi? Whatever. Hindi? Okay, thank you.
You understand the Hindi? No. Maharaj, English and Hindi.
English, okay.
You will have other people also from the. Yeah, online English will be better.
All right, English, country English is preferred language. So the subject is, what is that subject we said? Grihastha, ideal Grihastha life. What is it?
How to be spiritually successful in Grihastha Ashram.
How to be spiritually successful in Grihastha life. How to be spiritually successful in Grihastha life. Wonderful subject matter, very auspicious. So, what is a spiritual success? That we should define first. Then, what is Grihastha life? And then we can combine both spiritually success plus Grihastha life. So, spiritual life means a life with spirit. So there are two kind of spirits, Anyo Anyat, Mahatu Mahiyat. One is spirit soul and another one is spirit super soul. So we have to fix this first, that we are spirit, we are spiritual beings. We are not the product of this material world. Material world means matter, means earth, water, fire, air, ether, mind, intelligence, and false ego. This is matter, and world composed of this matter is called material world. So we are not product of this material world, but we are engrossed in material world. We are we are closely associating day in day out in material world. So spiritual success means Sat Chit Ananda is spiritual composition. Sat eternal, Chit full of knowledge and bliss. So that's what we are. We are eternal, we are full of knowledge, and we are full of bliss. But we are so much attached to material things, material world, so much so that we think we are the product of this material world, and that we are matter, and that we are this material body. Gross thinking, ill thinking, agyanta, total ignorance. So, ignorance is no excuse. I am ignorant of fire. Let me put in the let me put my hand into fire, and ignorance will excuse me. Tamaso ma jyotirgamai. We have to come out of this darkness, tam, darkness. We have to come to the light. So this is spiritual life. We have to come to our senses. We are out of focus. Totally out of focus. We hardly can remember that we are spirit, soul in a day. We hardly can remember that. Everything, every activity is for body. Where is Ananda? Where is Ananda? Where is sense gratification? Where is sense gratification? And senses are network of ignorance. So we want to gratify our senses, which is material. And Ananda, bliss, come out of sense gratification is illusory. Illusory. It looks like bliss, but it is not bliss. Just like Prabhupada gives example of a camel eating thorn. Is bleeding in the mouth because of thorn and tasting its own blood and so sweet. But thorn are not sweet. It's his own blood. And he's thinking, oh, thorn is very palatable. So this is illusion, Maya, called Maya, ignorance, forgetfulness. So how long we can be in ignorance, illusion? How long we want to be in ignorance? Our Vedas advises come out of ignorance. Tamasoma, Jyotirgamai, Asatoma, Satagamai, Mrityuma, Amrutagamai. So, spiritual life means a life in connection with Supreme Spirit called Krishna, Param Brahma, Param Dhamma, Pavitram, Paramam, Bhavan, Purusham, Saswatam, Divyam, Adidevam, Adyam Vibham, Ahutsvarusheya Sarve, Devarasi Naradas Tatha, Asito Devalo Vyasam, Swayam Chaiva Bhavishyame. So that Krishna is Supreme Being, Supreme Spirit, and we are his part and parcel. So Gita and Bhagavad starts, Vedas starts with this question. Who we are and where is the bliss? Athato Brahma Jigyasa, Aham Brahmasmi, Rasoham Evayam Labdva, Anandim Bhavati. That Krishna, I am Spirit Soul, Krishna is Supreme Spirit, and by attaining Krishna, Rasoyam, Raso Vaisaha, Krishna is Ras. And by attaining that Ras, we can become blissful. Rasoham, Ras, Rasam evayam labdva anandim bhavati. That's the only way we can become anandim. We can become totally blissful. There is no other way. So this is spiritual life, that I am spirit soul and part and parcel of Krishna, and by attaining Krishna, only by attaining Krishna, serving Krishna, Anandim Bhavati, I can become totally blissful, happy. So this is where scripture starts. All scriptures starts with this, especially Gita and Bhagavad starts with this. So this is the goal. This is our goal. Bhagavad, first question, very first question. How living entity can become totally happy, peaceful, blissful? Kena Atma Samprasiddhati. That's the very first question in Bhagavatam, in first canto, first chapter, and first question. How a living entity can become totally blissful? The Rishis Saunakadi Rishi is saying to Sutta Goswami that because you are a very good disciple, Saumya, and a Snigdha disciple, Saral, simple, and very smoothing disciple of your gurus, they have taught you all the scriptures, so many, Puri, Purani, uh, so many scriptures they have taught you. But we are not concerned with this, so many scriptures. We have no time. Kali Yuga is approaching, we have no time. Just tell us in nutshell, in one sentence, essence of all scriptures, how living entity can become totally blissful. So Sutta Goswami says, Savai Punso Paro Dharmo Yato Bhaktir Aduksaje Ahaitukiya Pratihata Yayatma Sam Prasiddhati. Totally blissful. Atma can become totally blissful. How? By serving Supreme Personality of Godhead. And that service should be uninterrupted and unmotivated. That service should be not with some motive. Give me this and give me that. No motive. So, no motive. Sorry. Oh, I have water. Thank you. I have. Good enough. That service called devotional service called bhakti. Yato bhaktir adokshaje. Ahaituki, that bhakti should be without any expectation and uninterrupted. Apratiyata. Uninterrupted, unmotivated. Bhakti. Then Atma Sam Prasiddhati. Then living entity Atma can become totally satisfied, blissful, peaceful, happy. So this is the goal of our life. We want to become happy. But under illusion we think that money and honey will make us happy. Maya. Then marriage. Because we have fixed from time immemorial, many births, we have fixed that opposite sex can make me happy. So it is advised that we remain connected with only Krishna and not anything else. Because anything else will be Maya, illusion. Thinking that it is giving us pleasure, but it is not giving us pleasure. Illusion. So ye Atma Samprasiddhati. We become totally blissful by serving Krishna. So Krishna has designed, Krishna is compassionate. Okay, you don't want me, or you want me slowly and gradually, then I will design the infrastructure for human beings so that they can slowly and gradually come to reality, a real bliss. So that's why he designed Varnashram system. Atapumbi Dvijasreshta Varnashram, Varna and Ashram, vibhagasha chanusitasya dharmasya sam siddhi haritoshanam. Haritosha. He designed this varna and ashram. Ashram is Grihastha Ashram. One of the ashram is Grihastha Ashram. And the aim of Grihastha Ashram, all ashram, is samsiddhi haritoshanam, to satisfy the Lord. Why we have to satisfy the Lord? Because we are part and parcel of Him. And that's the only way we can become satisfied, blissful, happy. So, in initial stage, Brahmachari ashram is designed that you go to Gurukul and you learn the spiritual knowledge and you come to the conclusion what you're supposed to do in the life. And then Brahmacharya life is over. Then by Guru's consent, parents' consent, if you cannot remain celibate, then you are allowed to enter into the Grihastha life, where you can associate with opposite sex, and slowly and gradually you uh, give up uh, the association. So that is also designed as a 25 years, 25 to 50. You are in Grihastha Ashram. You can have beautiful children, beautiful wife, beautiful husband, beautiful griha, enjoy life of sense gratification. It is some kind of a license to enjoy sense gratification. And then again you give it up. 51, you hit one, Vrindavan. But no, uh, Thunder Bay. You'll hit Thunder Bay. One here, very cold, cold one. So you take your wife with you and travel around and preach. We need a lot of preacher in Hindu religion. Preachers are diminishing very drastically. But the ideal situation is that Grihastha life, 25 to 50 and 51 to 75. You travel around in place of pilgrimages and you preach and you live simple life away from home, visit home, need be, and come out again. And then up to 75, you're supposed to give up wife, children, home, and sannyas. Sannyas. Of course, nowadays sannyas is unheard of. What is sannyas? Nobody takes sannyas. But there is that ashram. So only 1/4 of the life is dedicated for Grihastha way of life. So in that also we have to be very careful. We have to choose the right partner. That's the first. Have a like-minded partner. So in our ancient Vedic system, we see their ancestor on both sides, their culture in both sides, and their occupation both sides, and match their horoscope and barabar mein shadi. It should be in equality. So this is proper way of choosing partner. प्रेम समानता में होता है. The love, intensity of love can take place in equality. If somebody is very king and somebody is pauper, the girl is pauper, and somebody is prince, love cannot take properly. Love cannot take place properly. It has to be equality, unequal, and so forth. It's a science how to choose bride and groom. But we have to keep in mind that ultimate goal is not the Grihastha Ashram. We have to give up Grihastha Ashram. Ideally, nobody gives it up, but ideally, that should be the case. But Srila Prabhupada says in our movement, if both are spiritually together and working together and preaching, they don't have to enter into vanaprastha sannyas because they are properly set. Idea is ultimate yam yam vapi smaran bhavam tyajantante kalevaram sada tad bhava bhavita. At the end, ante narayana smriti. That's the aim of our life. At the end, we can remember Krishna. So, Grihastha life means it is a life of responsibility, and we should lead very blissful, peaceful, happy Grihastha life. Grihastha life, one's not supposed to fight like cats and dogs and divorce. There is no question of divorce in Vedic culture. You will never hear that there was divorce in any scripture, Vedic scripture, that somebody gave divorce. Protection of wife, yes, children, yes, but no divorce. Divorce is Western idea, and it is now very prominent even in India. Divorce means I scratch your back, you scratch my back, and there is problem in scratching, then immediately divorce. You're no good. You're no good for me. So that happens when there is no proper marriage setting. Marriage has to be arranged. It should be arranged marriage. That is Brahma marriage. There are different kind of marriages. Rakshas marriage and uh, choosing partner, Swayamvar marriage. Love marriage is a very famous nowadays. There is no love, it is a lust marriage. And that's why love marriage does not last long. Lust is over, marriage is over. I have seen most of the love marriages break. Arranged marriages don't break that much. So then we enter into, if we cannot remain celibate, then we increase our burden. We are taking our own burden and we are fulfilling our own desires. Now we have to take a burden of a husband or a wife, vice versa. And we have to fulfill her or his desire. It becomes a little complex. And then children, nowadays there is birth control pills available, so, and even sex detection. So you increase the burden of wife or husband, and then children and children and children, and you become loaded and loaded and loaded. More insurances, more money earning, more. It's like a dull, a quicksand. You, you want to get out, but instead, more you want to get out, the more you go into the quicksand and drown. So this is called Maya. This is the definition of Maya. Stree means expansion. Stree, immediately when Stree comes, then she brings her parents and his relatives, her relatives, and along with her she brings pots and pans and jewelry you have to make and expansion. Stree means expansion. That's the literal meaning of Stree. Literal meaning of Stree in Vedic or even any dictionary, you will see it is Stree means expansion. She expands into progeny. She increases progeny. Isn't it? It's like a dull alley. She just, but they can't live without sense gratification. So then you have to take burden, 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 burden. And if you are intelligent, you can come out of it at 51. If you are intelligent. But it is not so. Then children comes. You become old folks, and then in your lap there are grandchildren or great grandchildren and Maya Jal. Lucky you, lucky all of us that we have some Krishna consciousness. Our goal is different. Not just trap in illusion. This is the goal. Krishna consciousness is the goal. A life of total bliss. And that's a life of total ignorance. Happiness in ignorance is no happiness. A old man with great grandchildren on lap is also happy. But that happiness is out of ignorance. I have great grandchildren. So this is Mayajal. If you cannot live celibate, then we have to institution. Krishna has designed beautiful spiritual institution called marriage institution or Grihastha institution. It is a divine institution. It is very scientific. marriage. It's helpful also. Originally, Krishna wanted to increase the progeny on this in material world. That was his idea. And idea was not to make us suffer, but to make us blissful. Eko aham bahushyam. I am by myself, I want to enjoy. So then I have to have many children, many other living entity to enjoy with. So he expanded himself into jivas, spirit souls. So original idea of marriage institution is to enjoy. And we can enjoy if you can follow, if you can mix, if you can know secret of sacred marriage, some rules and regulations, then it's a very blissful, enjoyable life. So, marriage, 25 to 50, and it is sacred, it is not bad, it is designed by Krishna. If you cannot remain celibate, then get into marriage. And marriage means expansion. And marriage means maintaining family. We have to take total responsibility of maintaining family and expansion. So when one and two, when we become two, then there has to be some do's and don'ts. Has to be. And if you become three, then there is also do's and don'ts. And we have to follow that. If you don't follow that, then create a havoc between life of husband, wife, and children. Children suffer the most in a havoc condition. So the marriage in sacred marriage, Hindu marriage, there are so many vows we take. Saptapadi. Whoever is married here, they have gone through this, but they don't know. Brahman just, just says in Sanskrit, even Brahman doesn't know, and even the couple doesn't know who is getting married. Saptapadi. It's a divine vows one's supposed to take. First and foremost vow is that I'll help you become Krishna conscious. Vice versa. So both has to become complementary to each other to advance in Krishna consciousness. It's not just a license for sensual. It is the sacred marriage. The marriage which helps us to become Krishna conscious, to practice Krishna consciousness. So there is Saptapadi, nice vows taken by both of us, a husband and wife. And first is that to pray to the Lord for, for, for provision and nourishment. So that's the first one. That you put Krishna in the center of marriage. Then it becomes ashram. Definition of ashram is where spiritual activities take place. This is a temple. Why? Because there is a Around the clock spiritual activities takes place here. That's why it is spiritual. And atmosphere is spiritual. Thinking here, thought comes here in spiritual. So similarly, in a whole household, ashram house, within house, the center should be Radha Krishna, Gaurnitai. And everything should be done for them. Anything we bring, groceries, clothing, paycheck, it should go to them first. That is Grihastha Ashram. A spiritual activity takes place. Any prasadam we prepare, first it should go there, at the temple, at the altar. Anything we do should be centered around the Lord. That is ashram, where spiritual activities takes place. Grihastha Ashram, Vanaprastha Ashram, Sannyasa Ashram, Brahmacharya Ashram. Ashram means where spiritual activities takes place. So the center of our grihastha, the center of our griha should be deity. And that's why the most auspicious place for deity in the home, temple in the home, is the center of your home. And the Vastu, Lord of Vastu, lies down from one corner to another, Ishan to opposite corner. And his heart is in the middle of the house. So that's where the altar should be, in the house. And that altar should be the center of our activities in the house. That is Grihastha Ashram. So then there are so many vows, 7 different vows we take, that you help me to become Krishna conscious, and I help you to become Krishna conscious. And so many, I have given here the 7 Saptapadi. And in Grihastha Ashram, we must take care of our children very nicely. It's a responsibility. Not that children like cats and dogs. We produce children and no training and nothing. Up to 5 years of child's age, we should pamper him. Vatsalya. We should spoil him. We should love him. We should lalan, loving relationship with the child. And 5 to 15 is training the child. Tadiyat. We should, Tadiyat means forcefully teaching him what is right and what is wrong. If you don't teach and spoil the child between 5 to 15, you are no good parents. You are wasting the life of a child, not training. Child should be trained. They should be chanting some rounds. They should be offering, tell them to offer prasad, incense, ghee lamp. Tell them to read Gita, Bhagavad. Make them one of the pujari like you. Everybody in the house should worship Lord. Every member, more or less. Somebody, maybe a unemployed wife. Here wife is employed. Poor wife. She works 8 hours, come home, cooks, do laundry, and on top She hears you no good. Poor wife. No, it shouldn't be like that. It should be very congenial, lovable, and spiritual atmosphere in the home. We'll come to that point. But children should be trained. This, from 5 to 15. After 15, they become your friend. You cannot tell much to them. And leave them alone. And instruct them as much as they can hear. Not to fight with them, not to aggravate them or confine them. After 16, they will not hear you. Teen itself is very intoxicant. What to talk about 16?
13.
It starts at 13, intoxication. But 13 to 15, you must train them. It's a spinning head at teens. When they enter into teens, their head is spinning. So we have to train them. We have to become their well-wisher. And after 15 or 16, become their friends. And that's the ideal situation for training children. From 5 to 15, we must give them total spirituality. They should be learning Gita, Bhagavad, offering and worshipping and chanting. That way you are a well-wisher. If you spoil, make them cats and dogs, you are their enemy. Looks like we are enemy while we train them, but no, we are not. They don't have grown-up intelligence like us. So we want to give that experience. That's why training. A tender plant can bend the way you want to bend. So the children in the age of teens, 5 to 15, they can be trained. After then, they cannot. You cannot teach new tricks to the old dogs, they say. So while they are tender dogs, we can train them how to jump and how to make different dances. So now we should understand between husband and wife uh, a little relationship. So there are golden rules I have given here. I think it is page 80 or something. In a marriage life, husband and wife should follow these golden rules. Page 102. Very nice golden rules. The first and foremost rule is there should not be affair of any kind. Husband or wife should not have affair. That spoils the marriage. Of course, if somebody is overriding that, I would override that. But it's very difficult to override the affairs. So affairs is unfulfilled lusty desires. You're not satisfied. And you will never get satisfied. If you're not satisfied, then you will never get satisfied. So no affairs. That's the first rule in married life. Of course, in old days, in Vedic culture, this rule was not there because there was no affairs and there was no question of affairs. But in modern days, this is the first rule which breaks the marriage, breaks the consciousness, Krishna consciousness. Devotional life also gets spoiled because mind is somewhere else, not on Krishna or husband. Ramesh said ideal Grihastha life, most ideal. What is your name here? Huh? Mahatma. Mahatma Das. Mahatma. I know his father and me were working together in Delhi. When I was president, he was my secretary kind of role. Very nice gentleman, Govardhan Prabhu. Yeah. So ideal Grihastha life. There you go. Then another ideal Grihastha life you can follow. Wonderful. So we have to put an end to sense gratification. That's the whole purpose of Grihastha life. Second is both must communicate with one another for everything. For everything, husband and wife should communicate with one another. Proper communication should be there. For every decision, communication. If you cut communication, that finishes the marriage. Communication should be there. Srila Rupa Goswami also advises, same point, 500 years ago. He says, Dadati pratigunati guhimakhyati pruchati. Guhimakhyati. Whatever is within one's heart should be open to another partner. And whatever is in his mind, we should be empathetically listening. Yes, Prabhuji. What happened then? Yes, yes. Oh, then what happened? Encourage for him to speak and you hear empathetically. Communication. Guhyamakyati pruchati. Bhukte bujayate. Family eats together, stays together. We should eat together. Of course, Vedic culture is wife, it's at the end. But she is there, parusti hai. She serves the food. So she is there. So morning and evening together eating activities should take place together. Not running and rushing and grab a tea and grab a sandwich, whatever. Relax. There is no end of life. And here, in this little part of city, hardly 10 minutes to work and 10 minutes to university. Thunder Bay, how much it takes from one end to another end of Thunder Bay? 10 minutes? 15 at the most. So you save lots of time. Eat together. Have bliss together. Wonderful. So communication should be perfect between both husband and wife and even children. Whatever you invest in relationship, that much you will get from another partner. as reciprocation. For example, whatever amount of money you invest, that much return you get. It's not that she will invest more, then I'll start investing. Not like that. We have to invest into our good marriage. Both has to try to have a good marriage. Both have to. Not one has to. And as much as we invest in the marriage, that much we get return. It's very important. We think that he will or she will invest more. She should do more. She should or he should do. He should communicate more. He should do more work, more earn more things. So as much as you invest, you get back. So both has to invest, not leaving it to other partner. Both has to try hard. Never go to sleep with an argument unsettled. Argument will be there, but settle it before you go to bed. If you don't, you're asking for big trouble. One has to mitigate all differences before you go to bed. It's very important. We have to, in an argument, don't raise your voice more than other person. If both yells each other and raise their voice, then sky is the limit. You will pop the sky even. There will not be end. Screaming and more screaming. No, let once screaming finish. He will cool down. And sometimes if you laugh when he is angry or she is angry, when you laugh it aggravates him. And advance and cool down. Cool down. Oh, my yelling has no meaning. He laughs. Never go to sleep with an argument unsettled. Fifth is never be angry at the same time. Never yell at each other unless the house is in fire. Six, if one of you has to win an argument, let it be the other person. Let him have bliss. Why me? Let him win. Let her win. But we Gujarati बोलते मेरा कक्का खरक मेरा कक्को खरो कक्को खरो करो. No, let it be other person to win an argument. If you have to criticize, do it lovingly in private, not before anyone else. If you have to criticize or find some drawbacks, then do it in privacy, not in public, not in front of someone. Then the false ego even pops more. When you criticize your partner in front of anybody other than you, it involves. So, never bring up past mistakes again and again. You did this, you did that, and we recall the past mistakes. So just put an end to the past mistakes. It's finished and gone. And forget and forgive. But bringing that again and again aggravates other person. So these are golden rules 11 I have given. There are more. Neglect the whole world rather than one another. Both should be together. Not that other people are before our partner. No, our partner is first, then the whole world. We should give importance to our partner than the other people. If you give more importance to other people than your partner, then becomes a very, it, it, it brings fire. In a wife glorifies another person in front of her husband, or husband glorifies another girl in front of his wife. Just think what will happen. It will be big fire, isn't it? Huh? Abhiman. Yes. She's gone, otherwise he was in trouble. At least once a day, try to compliment your partner. At least once a day. Oh, today curry or rice or sabji was beautiful, tasty, out of this world. Then it enthuses her to cook nice next day. But if you say, hell with your sabji, it was so hot and never had such, it just blast it, you know. So then next day you will get worse sabji. Last, when you have done something wrong, be ready to admit it and ask for forgiveness immediately. Never prove that I was not wrong. If I was wrong, I would say, yes, that was my mistake. Then it puts an end to everything. But you say, I was not wrong, and you try to prove it, and then aggravate both sides. So these are the 11, but there are so many golden rules. I have given probably 80, 90 of them total. 100, okay. Keep smiling most of the time. Do not engage in fight with others in front of spouse. Care for partners during their sickness, illness, and maternity period. Do not infuse your likes, dislikes upon spouse. Support in the achievement of each other's goal and dream. Take care of children when the wife is busy with household. More the husband loves children, more the wife develops love towards them, love towards him. Oh yes, there are so many nice instructions here. Don't make a fuss about everything, every little thing. Don't expect everything in your marriage to be perfect. Take time to work through your problems. You can always work things out if you want to. Ask yourself what Krishna would have asked you to do. Communicate and pray to Krishna through problems. Do not hesitate to express to each other your feelings and your love. So many rules like that. Beautiful book. Take one home. So I'll pause here if anybody has any question. Expecting so many questions from spicy lecture. Huh? How to pacify the wife? You know why he's asking? Because his wife is cool. You have experiences. How long you are here? Huh?
That is Lakshmi.
What do you say?
With money.
With money, no. Then your wife will be angry at you. No. Love, communication, empathetic hearing, hear it out, give some appreciation. Those 11 rules. Mitigate your differences before you go to bed. Never have affairs, etc. Well, I know this couple. How long you are here? How long ago you came?
3.5 years.
Here in this temple? In this temple? Really? Good. Good number of years.
In Thangal Bay.
Huh?
In Thangal Bay.
Tandoori. We were together in Delhi. We were together. Very nice, ideal couple. Any other question? Any question? Looks like I overdid. Any question at all?
બધા વાઇફને બહાર મોકલી દો બધા હસબન્ડ્સ ક્વેશ્ચન્સ
એવું?
પૂછશે.
Only 4 or 5 wives here. Not maybe there. No, I don't think they are shy. Any question? Or maybe most of you are not married. I don't know. The idea is spiritual life. Married life means spiritual life. Any other question than marriage? Any question at all?
What is the secret of the book?
Huh?
What is the secret of that book?
What is secret? That I already told you. Secret of this. Secret of a sacred marriage. What is it?
I was just asking that somebody should ask questions.
Yes.
And the other gets motivated.
Or else you are hungry. Any question?
What is ignorance?
What is ignorance? Ignorance is forgetfulness of Krishna is called ignorance. Maya, illusion. Thinking what is not real, to think that that is real is ignorance.
Maharaj, you said you shouldn't bring out the past, but if things keep on happening in the same pattern that happened in the past, that always comes out in the arguments, then what do you do?
So the best thing you can do out of argument is to drop it.
Then you will sleep with no this thing.
That means you haven't dropped it.
It's very difficult to do that, Maharaj. It keeps on going in your
Well,
mind.
then remain disturbed. You have a choice.
True, true.
If you drop it, finished. You cannot win argument. Nobody can. Either of them cannot win argument. Because they are fixed in their thinking and they are arguing. This is right and other person this is right. And they will not budge. So then it reaches sky. And then fight. The best thing is drop it, finish it peaceful, and sleep nicely. Let it go. I looks like I let it go quite a bit, and that's why I'm peaceful. But my wife doesn't like it. My mother didn't like it also. My mother used to say in Gujarati, um, ગુજરાતીમાં આપણે કહીએ ને ગોળી માર ચાલો ને ગોળી મારો થઈ ગયું મીન્સ let it go પતી ગયું ગોળી મારો તો my mother used to say don't say that ગોળી મારો but I want peace
Yeah.
just hell it whatever is whatever.
The big problem is men think differently, ladies think differently.
Yes.
Ladies want to finish off on a beat, and men want to just chhod go, body maro,
Yes.
finish it off.
Finish off.
And
Ladies want to
ladies want
don't let it go.
no, ladies want to come to a conclusion.
Conclusion.
And men is like, java dene, kahi na.
Okay.
Ho gaya. So how do you deal with that situation then?
I said best thing is to drop it.
Body
There
maro.
is, yes. Godi maro. Godi maro.
I would say
Yes.
the best answer is you are
Huh?
right. The best answer is you are right.
The best answer is you are right.
Yes.
That means drop it.
Yes.
So best thing you can do after argument is to drop it. Just drop it. And peace, immediate peace. Any other question?
Maharaj, you said in the
Huh?
you said in Vedic
I can't
system-
hear much.
You said in Vedic system,
I said the Vedic,
in Vedic system there was no divorces,
no divorce.
right? But in modern world we see the divorces every day,
In modern world, divorce every day.
right? So what lesson you want to give to the new generation? What may be the reason for the divorce? Typically, there should be one reason. Like for example, in your golden rules, you mentioned the first reason that if there is cheating between this one spouse and the spouse, that is not acceptable, right? So similarly, what may be the other reasons which can lead to divorce?
This is main reason. Then there is a different kind of cheating. Cheating makes divorce worse. Cheating each other. Keeping money, hoarding money. One partner is just hoarding money or lying or hiding or making show of love, superficial. So many things, but this is all not sacred marriage. This is all cheating marriage, and it will break. Sacred marriage, secret of sacred marriage is that both become devotee, true devotee, and both try to develop their love for Krishna. And by that, both should become complementary to each other to become Krishna conscious, help each other to become Krishna conscious. When the family becomes Krishna conscious, it is so blissful, it is so peaceful, And when you become peaceful, then you become happy. Asantasya kuto sukham. You have to become peaceful in order to become blissful. So, no cheating within marriage. We should be one Atma. We should be speaking same language. Cheating one another is big problem. Big problem. Sometimes I'm saying myself, I hope my wife is not hearing me. She puts me in the corner. I said, okay, you won. And I laugh. Then she gets even more frustrated. But I gave up. Okay, fine. And one time I remember Radhika Raman Prabhu commented on between both of us that she put me in corner, he noticed and he said, and then I said to my wife that listen, you're reaching the limits. I'll have to get angry at you. So then he heard that and noticed that how I behave. What is that?
How I give warning. Warning signal.
Warning. I gave her warning. And listen, you're putting me in a corner now. Now this is upper limit. Now I have to bust. So like that, we have to deal with partner nicely, giving warnings and everything, so that it doesn't go to the extreme. It should be Devi and Devata. The wife should be addressed as Devi. And Prabhupada taught us that also. Amrita Keli, Devi, and Dasi, Krishna's Dasi, Devi. Some say Sudevi, Devi, Sudevi, Chitra, Devi, or wife address is Devi, and husband address is Prabhu. We address husband Prabhu. So these are spiritual terms. We don't we don't recognize it, but that is sacred. Devi, Prabhu, Devata, spiritual Prabhu. My Prabhu is this, my Prabhu is that. And Amrita Keli Devi is such. And they cannot say this Devi Devata, then uh, then we don't call on their name, and she and he and she and he, or sometimes the custom used came to the calling the children's name for wife or husband, isn't it? Respect. It was scientifically designed institution, marriage institution. Even today in India, many couples will not say the name of each other. They will not address them with the name. Devi, Devata, Ya Prabhu. Very respectable. Okay, any other question? Comment? Anything?
So only husbands have the right to warn the wives, or even wives can warn their husbands?
Both ways.
Both
Both
ways.
ways. At least we will have to give this day and time where there is equality, so much equality.
Will the person go back to God or go back to his own?
Go back to?
Remain on his birth like that. The person goes back to Godhead, or after this secret of mystery, does he go back to Godhead or just remain in the same?
No, husband and wife supposed to go back to home, back to God together. That's why they were entering into funeral pyre, old age. The Krishna's queen didn't enter into funeral pyre, but Balaram's wife went to enter into funeral pyres. His sons and all Yadava's wives, they went into funeral pyres to go back to home, back to Godhead with their husband. So it was such a spiritual tie, husband and wife. They were entering into fire. Just imagine entering into fire lively. Can you imagine what it is? But so much intense love for husband that wife will voluntarily enter into funeral fire. Jai Shri Sitaram Lakshman Ji ki, Shri Radha Shyam Sundar ki, Jagannath Baldev Subhadra Devi ki, Gaur Premanandi. So thank you very much and see you soon. Very encouraging to come again and again and again. Thank you very much. I didn't expect this much crowd today, but somehow or other you enthused me, so that was nice. Srila Prabhupada ki, Sri Radha Shyam Sundar ki, आप सब वैष्णव भक्त वृंद की, गुरु गौरांग की, गौर प्रेमानंदी.
Thank you, Maharaj, for coming all the way and blessing us. Let's give a big round of applause to Maharaj.
I have my books in the foyer. Anybody would like to take?
Yes, we have all these books, especially the Secrets of Sacred Marriage. This book is outside if anybody wants. It's a nice gift if you want to gift it to someone also.
Those who are married, you can give them a
Prabhuji
gift.
is there, yeah. If you want, the Prabhuji will be there outside, so you can take it. Thank
Maharaj
you.
has written a couple of books. These are small books.
Not couple.
Simple and easy language.
Yeah, it's not couple of books.
It's about
20
25
of them.
books. 25 books are
Yes.
right? 25 books. Some are big, but some are small books. Very easy to understand the difficult scriptures. Very easy to understand. And applying to day-to-day life. And all material is coming from the scriptures based on the Shastras.
There's very nice diagrams also inside, like, so notes, 7 vows, and there are small hints inside. So it's a very nicely designed book. Thank you, Maharaj. Hope Maharaj can join us next year as well while you are here in Canada.
Definitely.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
I'm encouraged by you.
Thank you, everyone. Please take Prashadam. Hare Krishna. So, Maharaj, I will introduce you to every devotee here. Probably there are not many of them.
Sure.
So I'll just like to introduce you to them. You can bless them.
Sure.
So here Zil Ben,
Zil
Shah, Gujarati Shabda. Zil. Zil Shah. Shah.
Zil Shah. ક્યાંથી છે? અમદાવાદ. Okay. Nice.
Everybody can come and introduce yourself to Maharaj. So Maharaj will be happy.
હું વડોદરાથી છું.
Please come talk to Maharaj.
Hare Krishna. Jaimin. Good. કેમ છો? Yes.
Krishna Maharaj, Badal Shah છે.
Huh?
સુરતથી છું. Badal Shah.
Badal
Shah.
Shah. And? Huh? Huh?
Vrisha.
Vrisha. And wife?
મારા wife
Priya.
છે પ્રિયંકા.
Priya.
અને
Yeah.
મારો ભાઈ છે
Neil.
Wife છે Rusika.
Ruchika.
Rusika.
Rusi.
ઓકે અને આ કેશવી છે.
Kesri.
કેશવી.
Okay.
Okay. Santosh Joshi.
Santosh Joshi,
Bardoli.
Bardoli. Good.
And my father, sir.
Jumka Girare. No, Bardoli. Surat. That is the different city.
Bareli.
Bareilly. Bardoli.
Bardoli. Sardar.
ગુજરાતમાં
Surat.
સુરત બારડોલી હું ગયો છું
સરદાર વલ્લભભાઈની કર્મભૂમિ.
હે
સરદાર વલ્લભભાઈ પટેલની કર્મભૂમિ.
કર્મભૂમિ
Yes.
બારડોલી કરમસદ
No,
કરમસદ
કરમસદ જન્મભૂમિ અને બારડોલી કર્મભૂમિ.
એવું
Yes.
ત્યાં શું કર્યું હતું એમને
ત્યાં એમણે આપણે ભારત છોડ આંદોલનની ચળવળ ચાલુ કરી હતી.
હા
ભારત છોડો આંદોલન છે ને,
ઓ ભારત છોડો
યસ, એની ચળવળ ચાલુ કરી હતી.
અચ્છા.
ત્યાંથી બારડોલી is the first place
હા
and then they go all over the world, like all over the India.
ઇન્ડિયા
Yes.
બારડોલી
Yes.
નાઇસ સુરત વન્ડરફુલ એન્ડ યુ
He
કેયુરભાઈ
came from Vadodara too.
વડોદરા
He's my mom.
બધા ગુજરાતી જ વધારે છે
Ah.
જયેશ કેમ છો નામ સંગીતા
She just came
ગુડ ફ્રોમ
from India. She just came.
વડોદરા ક્યાંથી
Vadodara, Tarsali.
તરસાળી
Tarsali.
એ તો વડોદરા જ કહે તરસાળી જ વડોદરા હે ને
Myself, Love Gautam from Karnal.
કરનાલ દિલ્હી કર્ણા કર્ણાલ and you હે ક્યાંથી
Where are you from? Haryana. Karnal.
Haryana.
હરિયાણા very good હે વિપિન હરિયાણા હરિયાણા good and you હે
Smriti.
સ્મૃતિ
She's from Canada, Toronto.
Toronto but in India
South India.
South India
Chennai.
Chennai oh good wonderful nice everybody Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Bol thank you Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
બધા પ્રસાદ લઈ જાઓ પ્લીઝ.
I overate you pile up I don't like people serving me to serve or they serve me
Next
I
time.
have to leave some out
No, we took that. I took that prasad.
I over
We got your blessing.
no.
We took that.
I overate here of course it was very tasty prasad overeating is no good
So
I don't have people serve my meals. I don't like that because you know they pile up for so much. So I can't eat old men.
we got opportunity. We took a benefit of it.
But you have a good crowd.
Weekdays, less people come. Weekend, lot of people come.
Maybe next time.
Yeah, if you can spend one weekend, yeah, we'll have a nice program.
Yeah.
Maybe a couple of people's home visit we can do, home program we can do. Because some of them regularly attend Bhakti Vriksha. So if we visit their home, then we feel connected more.
Yes. Yes. Nice.
So Maharaj, would you like to take rest or would you like to, while they are sitting there, or how would you like to do?
I'll be there.
Yeah, okay. I'll just complete seva.
Yeah, please.
महाराज का फोन इधर था.